Hey besties, it's me, Carrie. Good to see you. Welcome to my channel. This is terminal doesn't mean goodbye, because for me it doesn't. Just because I have terminal cancer, stage 4 and all that, doesn't mean I'm going to say goodbye anytime soon. So whatever. Anyway, hey, how are you guys doing? I hope you had a great holiday season. We had a really good low-key one here. I feel like we're still celebrating the holidays, and we'll do that throughout January, which is awesome. My middle daughter, Riley, is now 7 months pregnant, so that's been super fun. Feeling the baby move and all that jazz. It's been so great. We decided all not to do presents so much this year as it was, doing the whole gift of time. It's been really excellent. I wanted to catch up with you guys about what's going on over here with me. I've had a lot of really crazy pain days of where I'm not able to move whatsoever. And I've had some good days too. And of course, on those good days, I am running around like crazy, trying to get as much stuff in as I possibly can and visit with people and do as much as I can for my kids too, because I don't know when I'm going to feel better again. Today is kind of one of those, I'm in a lot of pain, but right now I'm sitting in the car, just dropped Riley off. Riley spent the night over with Casey and I last night, and we made breakfast. It was delicious. And it was so much fun. But of course, I'm going to pay for it a little bit this week, but that's okay. And I've been doing a ton of readings as well. Thank you so much to everybody who has booked readings with me recently. I appreciate that so much, and I love doing these readings for you guys. I love being able to connect you guys with loved ones, and I'm super protective and discerning on what comes through. So I know that there's a lot of people who would say that I was blasphemous and all that jazz, but if you really knew where I was coming from on this and where whatnot is really truly going on, then you would know that it actually is not blasphemous whatsoever. It's quite edifying. But anyway, I didn't want to make that the point of everything. It just happens to be that you guys know that I'm also a professional psychic medium as well. So if you want to book with me, I would love to. Get a hold of me on either Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger, or my email, which I have listed on my the top banner on my YouTube page here. So you can get a hold of me that way too if you want to book a reading. My sessions go for an hour, and I don't do anything less than an hour just because there's so much information that's involved with it. And I record the sessions for you guys too, so you can play it back later, because it is so life-changing and it is so important through that. So that aside, that's all cool. We're doing all that jazz. You know where to get a hold of me if you want to. And so what I'm trying to do is get as much done possible before the 12th or the 11th. On the 12th, I have my first for this round. I've had radiation in the past, but for this round of radiation, my consult is on the 12th, and we should be scheduling radiation pretty shortly afterwards. I'm really hoping that I could do radiation in February instead of January, since I do have so many appointments booked, and I have those appointments booked because I financially need to do it. And that is the way that I earn income, which is really helpful. I've had people comment on, why do I charge for readings when they do it for free or whatnot. For me, I gotta explain that my readings are extremely detailed, and I do a lot of forecasting in it too, which is always dead on. It's such an intense thing, and so many loved ones come through and all sorts of stuff that it's for an energy exchange. It's too much energy for me to put out not to make an income from it, if that makes sense. So, and in certain circumstances, I don't charge. It just depends on what the scene is. But in in my regular, because this is my way of making income, and I have such a limited income, and even for readings, I can only schedule a certain amount because it does take such a toll on my body as well, just like any job would. And because I'm on disability, I can only do so much, and my body literally can only do so much. So I really appreciate those bookings and being able to do those readings for people. I love it. What a great thing to do. But again, going to the radiation side, that's usually pretty intense for me too. It doesn't hurt with radiation necessarily, but it hurts things later on. And I will vlog during that time when I do radiation too, just for people who are new or haven't experienced radiation before, give people little guidelines of what that's like and all that jazz. So on the 12th, when I have my consult, what will happen is they'll give me new tattoos. I already have 3 tattoos from the radiation that I did last time on my pelvis bone, and they don't hurt or anything like that. And you guys know I'm covered in tattoos anyway, so that's not even a thing. But yeah, so they'll do tattoos that mark exactly where they put me in radiation, so I don't move. It doesn't move. It's the same place every time without fail. We're doing radiation on my spine cancer, because that is excruciating. I mean, that is like, I cannot stand up longer than 5 minutes. It is just excruciating. But I do everything I can to make things work, which also includes a lot of breaks. Also, if we do the adrenal gland, that will be so awesome too, because my cancer in my adrenal gland is causing hyperaldosteronism, which is where your body makes way too much cortisol, which is like, if you imagine the fight or flight response, when that happens, your body sends a whole bunch of cortisol through your body for all sorts of protection on so many levels, which is good, but my body makes too much of it. And what that does for me is it causes a lot of heart problems, as well as all sorts of other stuff. But you guys don't know this, but I'm thinner actually than I kind of look here. And over the last couple of months, I've lost over 60 pounds, but I haven't lost as much through my face. And that's because of the hyperaldosteronism. But the rest of my body, you can totally tell. Oh, and I'm going to show you this too. Look how I had my port removal done about a week and a half ago. And normally that sucker takes a little bit longer than a week to heal. But because I make my own potions, I'm allergic to adhesive and all sorts of stuff, and glue and stitches and whatnot. So they just left it open, which is what I wanted them to do. This is the first time I didn't break out in hives from surgery, and that was excellent. Anyway, I used my potion and stuff there, and check this out. Look how much that healed. Is that crazy? That's just awesome. And then it'll flatten out too. But it's completely healed, which is excellent, because all the stuff underneath it, they're like, okay, don't lift anything for 2 weeks and things like that, considering it has to do with my background on what's really going on in my body. Normally for port removals, you can lift after 24 hours. It's not a thing. But in my case, I have other stuff going on that I couldn't. But because this healed so much faster than we were expecting, because of the serum that I make and I put on it, it healed so quickly. So that is incredible. I'll continue using that. I've used that for every surgery that I've had in the last 3 years. Over the last, I want to say, year and a half, from today, go back a year and a half, I've had 14 surgeries. So, and I'm allergic to surgery, so I use that concoction that I make. I call it a potion because I think that's a funny word. But it just works brilliantly, and it works for anything open wound, eczema and everything else. I call it quick fix. It is because it quickly fixes your wounds. It's so amazing and leaves minimal scarring. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going on a tangent on that one. I don't know. It's that time of year, but I'm going to be doing some more surgeries too. So, with my adrenal gland, if we can't do radiation on it, we will be doing surgery on it to hopefully get rid of the, tumor in there. Cause I don't want to live with hyperaldosteronism, and, you know, if that could be fixed, and my hyperaldosteronism is coming from the cancer in my left adrenal gland. So once that's removed, hopefully that'll fix everything in that part and add years to my life. So that, and I will be doing my second round of sandostatin, which is a shot they do in your booty. I'm doing that every month. This will be my second time doing it, but I'm going to do it as long as it takes. Sandostatin, for my type of cancer, it has minimal side effects for me, which is really awesome. I tried the lanreotide, which not only did not work, but it had so many horrible side effects, whereas sandostatin doesn't, which is also, the other name for that is ostreotide. So people who have neuroendocrine cancer, high grade like me, that's kind of what we use for this as well. I've done chemo and chemo didn't work. And then the radiation I did on my pelvis, which has helped it a little bit, but I still have cancer in my pelvis bone too. So it's several spots with that on there, not including the one that I had the radiation on. And then I have cancer all throughout my body as it is, but I have it in my L2, which is in your lower spine, that lumbar area. I have it there, as well as some other, L4, L5, L7, and up in the back of my neck as well. So it's like kind of throughout my spine and the vertebrae. So that hurts more than, it's a pain that is so incredible that you can't really describe it very well other than saying how painful it is. Unless you've had it yourself, there's just no pain like it. It's like when you're pregnant, you can't really express what it's like for the pregnancy pains or nausea or whatever, unless you've been pregnant yourself. There's just no way to describe it. So the same thing goes with that. I'm gonna grab a drink because I'm super thirsty. I went to Human Bean with my kiddo Riley, and we went and got iced coffees. It was so delicious. All right, so what else do we have going on? I'm going to do some readings this afternoon, and I made all sorts of stuff, so hopefully I'm thinking about inviting some more family members over tonight and just kind of reheating leftovers, since I made a lot of leftovers to do this, if that makes sense. Do you guys ever do that? And tell me also, if you can list below, let me know what kind of casseroles or things that you make one day with the intentions of having leftovers of it for the rest of the week or whatever. I'm really curious about your own recipes and things like that your family enjoys. I would love to know about that. That's really cool for me. I will do a cooking one soon. It's just been so incredibly busy. But I can't think of what else that I needed to wrap up. Also, I need to get home, and it's starting to rain. It's been weird snowing here, but it's not very much. But living in the Portland area, we don't get snow very often here. And when we do, it's like the whole town and surrounding towns, everything else shuts down because we just don't have the hookups to keep the roads open and clear like other states that have regular snow. So when it starts doing that, everybody tries to get home, get what they need done, and stay inside the house until all that passes over. Today it's just kind of rainy, no big deal, but I'm also starting to feel really crappy. And so I need to go home and, get under my blankets and get all comfortable, take my pain medicines and all that jazz. I think it's funny that people think that, they'll say, oh, you look so well and things like that. But what's funny is, like, if you really knew, this is just how I am. I'm going to be this way until I die. And then I'm going to be this way after I die. You know what I mean? So I'm always smiling. I'm always happy, no matter how bad things get. You just don't know. And, I've showed you this before, but this is today, the only thing I have on for makeup is lipstick. But I'm going to retouch up my hair color this week, hopefully. And it should go on more magenta this next time. But this right now, I still love this color. And I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to do that this week and try to do as much chill out stuff as possible. So that way when radiation happens, I can just really be in the moment and be clear for whatever that time requires. Usually when my body shuts down and I can't do stuff, that for me is a time that I welcome, my closest family members, my closest friends to come over and just settle and be with me. You know what I mean? It's such a great opportunity to slow down and connect and be united with the ones that you love, for whatever that means. So anyway, I hope to express that with you guys. Tell me about your bonding experiences that you've had lately, especially ones that are happening because you're forced to slow down because of pain or illness or things like that. List in the comments for me if you can talk with me about what you guys are going through too. I love that so much. I'm not always able to respond to a good amount of posts. I try really hard to reply to as much as I humanly can, but it has been so difficult for me to be able to sit and respond. Filming, gosh, you guys know I put this off for a couple weeks, and I know you guys are cool about that. I'm not apologizing about it, even though in my head I'm like, But I just appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you're having a fantastic week. I can't wait to hear about you. Love you guys so much. If you're new to this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for watching my stuff and following along. I really appreciate that so much. Hello, welcome. And for people who have been here before, you know how much my besties, I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for all you guys so much. Yeah, go ahead, and if you're new here, would you mind hitting the subscribe button and the bell so that you can get notified when I post again? Yeah, that's great. So I will talk to you soon. Love, love, love. Mwah. See you later. Bye-bye.